22 ways we increased our show-up rates for sales consultations at our fitness studios to get an average 60 to 80% show-up rate. And this is based on building dozens of fitness studios over the last 15 years, spending thousands of dollars on ad spend every single day, and helping gym owners and personal trainers all over the world implement this system to get super high show-up rates. So they get more of their leads attending, and therefore they make more sales and make more money. So let's get straight into this. Number one, the very first thing that you need to understand when it comes to getting higher show-up rates is that it's all about framing or positioning of the consultation itself. So most trainers believe that the reason their prospects don't show up to appointments is because they think the prospect forgot or they didn't know where to go. And that can happen, but it's actually very minute. In the tens of thousands of appointments we've done over the years, what we find is that if the prospects do not show up, it's actually way more likely because they don't feel excited about the consultation. They don't see the value in it, or they don't understand the urgency or the scarcity behind it. So the very simple principle is this: don't make your free consultation sound boring or valueless. Don't make it sound intimidating like an assessment. You need to make it sound like it's going to be the answer to all their frustrations. So for example, we would call this a body shape one-to-one blueprint session, where we say in this one-to-one consultation, we're going to help you finally identify exactly why your weight has been stuck, why everything you've tried hasn't worked, and help you see an exact roadmap that's going to work for you and your body type so you can finally get the body of your dreams, or whatever the result is for your client. But you see, that's just far more exciting for them, that they think, wow, I really need to be there because this is going to help give me clarity on a lot of my frustrations in life. When you position the call that way, they're going to be way more excited. They're going to be booking it in their calendar, and they're going to show up more. So that is strategy number one. That is underlying everything else we do here. So make sure you get that in first. Assuming you've done that, the next tactic then is going to be using qualifying ad language. So we will grow our studios. We get about 5 or 6 clients every single week running Facebook ads and Instagram ads. And one key thing that we do is in the advert itself, we're going to use qualifying language. So we don't just talk about the people that we do want to apply for this. We also make it explicit in the advert the people we do not want to apply. So you can say, hey, this is the kind of person I'm looking for. This is the kind of person I'm not looking for. Only apply for this consultation if you are, ready to make a transformation, ready to invest in yourself, ready to stop excuses and make a change, etc., etc. So just by using qualifying language, you're going to get better quality prospects. Number 3, this is along the same lines of getting a more qualified prospect. So when they then see the Facebook ad, we then have a lead form attached. Now, a lead form is a thing on a Facebook ad where the prospect will give you some information first before the opt-in is complete. So don't just ask for name, email, phone number, but you want to add in 2 or 3 pre-qualifying questions that are going to challenge their intent and really make sure these are the kind of people that are going to take action, first of all. Number 4, this is huge, okay? This is a massive, massive difference maker. We've tested everything from booking over, back and forth DM chats. We've tested AI appointment setting. We've tested email setting. And I've been doing this for 15 years across dozens of studios. So I've seen and done it all. And what I can tell you categorically, if you want the best chance of getting that lead booked in, you need to do it via a personal phone call. Don't try and book them in over text because it's too easy for them to ignore your messages and it doesn't build trust. But when you call that prospect, they speak to a real person, you book them in, you confirm, and they feel much more expectation and accountability to show up because If they only see, let's say, a booking calendar on your website, they haven't spoken to anyone. So there's no really accountability there. But if they've spoken to you or someone on your team on the phone and they've agreed verbally to come at this time, there's just a lot more social courtesy involved that they'll show up for. So you really want to have the booking done on a personal call. Do not just send them a calendar link. It will not work. Now, the next step then is the calendar itself. So one very important thing is calendar availability. This is number 5. A lot of you trainers, you don't get enough bookings because you don't have enough available times, or you don't have times available when the prospect wants to come. And this sucks. I know it's hard because when you run your workout sessions in the morning and the evening, that's also the time that most prospects want to book an appointment. So it's unfortunate, but ultimately, the only way around this is you have to be very selective with your time. If you don't have that many clients yet, then I would recommend you only train clients on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and you keep Tuesdays and Thursdays open to do sales appointments, right? And if you already do have a lot of clients, like you have more than 20, 30 clients, then you need to be able to now pay a part-time coach to take on some of those hours so that you can free up and make more times available for people to book sales consults. Okay, you have to run sessions and you have to run consults side by side. That's the only way to grow at a good volume. Now, the next strategy is number 6. This is a really cool one. It's having 15-minute increments available on your calendar. So most booking calendars will only show top of the hour. So you can book for 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. But a lot of prospects who want to book with you, they might think, well, I drop my kids off at school at 9 a.m. I could get there for 9:15, but it looks like this guy only has 9 or 10. So they'll think it's too inconvenient and they'll not do anything. Whereas if you have 15-minute available increments, you have 9 o'clock, 9:15, 9:30, 9:45, then you have a lot more chance of the person booking in. Number 7, this is another big one. You want to only allow 48-hour scheduling. And the rule is you want to get the person booked in as soon as possible. This will get you a higher show-up rate. So we've tested this and we see that if the person books an appointment more than 48 hours out, the show-up rate drops 60%. So you want to get the person coming in when they're hot and they're ready. Ideally, you want to try and do a same day booking if possible. Okay, but otherwise, if it's Friday today and a lead calls up, I want to get them booked in today or tomorrow morning, worst case. If you book them next Tuesday, there's a good chance they're not going to show up. Number 8, so you want to have a rescheduling system in place. This one is easy money. So you know that you get bookings in, and a lot of people sometimes will cancel the booking last minute, or they will not show up. Right, so if you get cancels or no-shows, then you're not rescheduling them, you're leaving money on the table. So what we have is we have an automated system that we plug into all our studios that says if the person cancels the booking, it will automatically send them a follow-up system of texts and emails that will call as well, that will ask, hey, when do you want to reschedule this? We don't just allow a cancellation and let them walk away. We say, hey, you had to cancel? No worries. When can we get you back in? Tomorrow or the next day? Also, if somebody no-shows, okay, this is a clear opportunity. Most trainers just ignore the no-shows and don't follow up with them. But we will follow up with someone who no-showed and be like, hey, sorry you couldn't make it today. Things happen, right? Things come up. We totally get it. Nothing to be embarrassed about. Let's get you back in because this change was important to you, right? So can you do tomorrow or the next day? Just by following up with a rescheduling system, you're going to get a lot more people back in that you would have let walk away. Number 9 is having an immediate confirmation call. So when you get the person booked in on the calendar, you should be doing it over the phone so that they're you can confirm over the phone. But if someone does book automatically, like they book from your Google page, or they just happen to find your link and book in somehow, then you want to have someone call that person ASAP and acknowledge the booking again, so that we get that personal trust and accountability. Okay, so if someone books in automatically with an automated form online, you still need to have someone call them up in real life. Okay. Number 10, instant booking confirmation. This is a big one. You want to have an automated system that as soon as someone books, either on the phone with you or they book on your website, they should be sent a text message and an email immediately confirming the booking with all their details, times, and when to come and location and things like that. So again, we have this automated. We have a system that we install into different studios that does all of this. Now, the next thing you want to do is have a welcome video. So the next few things here, we actually do on what I call a pre-sell page. So we have a template of a dedicated website page. And so there's just one link, and we're going to send this link in our confirmation message to the prospect who's just booked in, so that they can now go to this page. And it's called a pre-sell page because it's going to pre-sell them to show up. It's going to build authority, give them social proof, show them more about what we do. So this is what we call indoctrination. It means you're educating the prospect and you're inspiring them about the consult they just booked. And this raises show-up rates massively. 99% of trainers don't do any of this. They book an appointment, they say, great, see you on Wednesday, and then they just hope for the best, or they send one reminder email. We're going to do indoctrination here. So the first thing that's going to go on this pre-sell page is a welcome video. This again is going to be you showing your personality, showing that you're not intimidating, alleviating any concerns or nerves they might have, and put them at ease, because that's another big reason people don't show up, is they feel nervous or intimidated. So show them there's nothing to be intimidated by, and you can also then reinforce the value. Remember the framing of the consult? You go over that. This is where you tell them again, this consult has the potential to change your life. It's going to give you so much clarity. You don't want to miss this. Okay, after that, then number 12, you want to also set clear expectations, your boundaries. So you want to let them know, hey, this is not a workout, so just come in regular clothes. Please try and be there 5 minutes early. We've got a coach coming in specifically to do this session with you, so please be respectful of our time. If you do need to cancel for any reason, please use the link provided, etc., etc. Now, the next thing we're going to put on this page, and we're going to send these out in the emails, is what I call authority assets. Now, that is just pretty much content, a bit like a video like this, where you can show some authority, show that you know what you're talking about. So we have 3 distinct videos that we put on the pre-sell page that do this. One of those videos is going to explain why we help that target audience. Okay, like what's our backstory of why we are the experts in helping that kind of person, whether that's busy mums or athletes or over 50s, for example. We're going to have another video that walks through why our methodology works and why it's different to everything else they've tried. And we're going to have another video called a 6-week roadmap, which, because we're selling a 6-week program, first of all. So we do a roadmap video that's going to walk the prospect through, hey, if you sign up with us, here's exactly how the 6 weeks is going to look, and the results you're going to get at each stage. And these videos are only about 3 or 4 minutes each, but it's going to give the person a lot more clarity, a lot more certainty, and a lot more excitement about what they're going to get. And no other trainers or gyms are going to do any of this. Then we also want to put our social proof on the page. We're going to send social proof case studies to them via email, via text message, just to show them, hey, here's a case study I thought you might like because it's a person who's similar to you and they got these results. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and we can do the same thing. Number 15 is you also want to pre-handle objections. This is mostly covered in those authority assets. So remember, people might have objections about not about price, but they'll have objections about, will I have to do a diet? Will this exercise level be suitable for me? What if I have back pain? Objections like that might prevent them from doing any program. So you want to handle those objections before they come in. We do that again through the authority assets by talking about, hey, for example, one video might be, here's why our nutrition program works, because most diets out there are restrictive and harmful and it tastes horrible. Whereas our plan, we give you, it tastes great, you'll eat plenty of food, you'll never go hungry, etc. That is going to handle an objection they might have. Another objection could be in the social proof. So they might just think, what if it doesn't work for me? Or I'm busy, will it still work for me? Or I've got 9 kids, will it work for me? Or whatever. So your social proof case studies can also implicitly overcome those objections by showing people with the same problems who still got the results with you. Number 16, this is a fun one. This is what we call the ethical bribe. Now, I first learned this about 10 years ago when I was running seminars and webinars, and we would give out bonus value for people to show up to the live seminar or the webinar. So I thought, what if we do the same thing with our free consultations? It's pretty much the same kind of thing. So what we'd like to do is we'll send a message to the prospect and say, hey, let me know, are you more of a Starbucks drinker or a Costa coffee drinker, right? And we say, look, I've got a £10 or a $10 gift card. Let me know which one you want and I'll put it aside for you. So this gets a really good reply. They say, oh, Starbucks for me, please. And then we put that aside and yeah, we actually give them a $10 Starbucks voucher just for showing up to the appointment. Okay, so it costs us $10, but for us to get a sales appointment, it's worth 10 times more than that. So little things like this can go a long way. Number 17 is micro commitment replies. So once the person's booked in, what we've found a strong correlation with here in our data is that if you can get the prospect to give a mini reply or a micro commitment to the messages you send, there's a way higher chance they're going to show up. So an example of this is we'll send out a reminder message, for example, saying, hey, just a quick reminder, our meeting is tomorrow, 11 a.m. And we'll say, could you just drop a thumbs up emoji or reply yes, just so we know it's all on track. And just by them giving us that micro reply, which takes them like not even 2 seconds, just to put a thumbs up emoji, we find that correlates with they are going to show up. However, the people that are not replying with a micro commitment, oftentimes they're going to be the ones that no-show. They're distancing themselves already. So the micro commitments give you a gauge of who is likely going to be turning up. Then 18 is multi-touch reminders. So again, you want several reminders going out to the person, but trainers do this in the wrong way. They send out like, oh, your meeting is in 24 hours. And then, oh, your meeting is in 20 hours. And then, oh, your meeting is in 6 hours. Your meeting is in 3 hours, 1 hour, 15 minutes. Your meeting is in 10 seconds, right? It's good to have multi-touches like that, but it's boring and monotonous and patronizing if you just keep saying, this is the time, this is the time. What you want to do instead is have multi-touch reminders, but you put value into each communication and you vary the theme. So you might have one day before, we'll have, hey, just a quick reminder, your appointment's in 24 hours. Hey, we've got this Starbucks gift card for you. Let me know if you want it. Then the next one might be, hey, your meeting's in 3 hours. Here's a case study of someone that I dug up that's similar to you. I thought you might like to see this. Then it's your meetings in 1 hour, oh, hey, here's a quick article which shows you 3 things that our program does to help local residents lose weight. So you're also offering different value, not just giving them times. That's how you make a multi-touch reminder follow-up. And we follow up a lot, right? We give a lot of touches, but it's okay. No one complains because they actually get value out of each interaction. 19, we do this evening before RSVP system. So this is a system I teach inside my gym school program. In fact, we give the whole booking and show up systems are all given inside my mentorship. But this is a key system that we teach. It's the evening before RSVP. So what we do is in our studios, we look at all the meetings we have booked for tomorrow. And around about 5 to 6 p.m. Today, we will have a member of staff call everyone who's booked in for an appointment tomorrow to get a verbal double confirmation, right? So we'll look at everyone who's booked tomorrow, call them all up, and some people will answer and say, yeah, I'm going to be there. If they don't answer the phone, then we're going to send a quick video or audio voicemail saying, hey, tried to call you. Just want to make sure everything's good. You have directions for tomorrow. Just, hit reply, give me a micro commitment. And if there's still no answer to that, then the following morning, whoever's on staff for the next morning is going to do another round of calls for the ones who didn't answer or respond to any replies that we got. So we know day by day, we have a very strong indication of who's going to be showing up, who has RSVP'd, and who might need additional follow-up. That's a very powerful system. 20 is using video or voice note follow-ups. So again, I just mentioned that if you try calling to confirm and there's no answer, send a quick 10-second video or audio kind of selfie, and that gets a better response. Morning of reconfirmation, I just went through that as well. And number 22, finally, is make sure the prospect has clear directions and instructions of how to access your building, like where to park. We like to send a photo of the front of our gym to the person in a text message about 30 minutes before they arrive and say, hey, here's a quick photo of where we are. You can park right there. And then we'll say, text us the word here when you arrive, and we'll come out and meet you. Okay. So you see, the guys, like this is pretty much what most trainers worry about. They think their low show up rate is because of this, whereas actually your low show up rate is because you're not doing all of these 21 things. So there you have it, guys. That's 22 ways we've increased our show up rates consistently at our fitness studios to a 60 to 80% average. If you have any questions on this, or you want to find out more about how we can install all of this system into your studio, just drop a comment, reach out, and I'll see you in the next video.